Live from Channel 4, the local station, it's the Players Update with Cole Pepper.
Hello and welcome into our Tuesday night Players Update. Today, the first day for fans out at the stadium course. Tomorrow, the big story is going to be the World Golf Hall of Fame inductions for, among others, Tiger Woods. We're going to hear what some of the players in the field think about Woods' influence on the game coming up. We'll also give you a sense of today's military appreciation ceremonies in concert. But let's start with what we heard today. As he usually does, PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan spoke at the beginning of Players Week. But unlike past years, today he had to address where the tour stands with regard to competition. With the controversy surrounding the Saudi Arabia Golf Tour and the support given by a few players, including Phil Mickelson, Monahan addressed the subject head on today.
We are, and we always will be, focused on legacy, not leverage. You saw it a few weeks back with Joaquin Niemann winning the Genesis Invitational and Joaquin receiving the trophy from tournament host Tiger Woods, the player who literally inspired him to take up the game. Those are personal moments that cannot be replicated at any price. History shows that the PGA Tour is bigger than any one player. So there is no better place than at the home of the PGA Tour to reiterate our focus and promise to our fans and our players. Let's move on.
Now, today, a number of players made their way out around the course, preparing for Thursday's first round. The course, as you would expect, is in excellent shape, and this figures to be a tournament that could be impacted by weather. Today, it was breezy out on the course, but there were only a few light raindrops. Experience on this course likely to be a factor this year, especially experience in March, when the weather can dramatically change the way the course plays. A couple of guys who have had success on this course in March are the last two champions of the Players, defending champ Justin Thomas and 2019 winner Rory McIlroy. No golfer has ever won here in consecutive years, and the list of multiple winners of the Players reads like a Hall of Fame roster. Jack Nicklaus, Fred Couples, Steve Elkington, Hal Sutton, Davis Love III, and Tiger Woods. If JT or Rory joins that list this week, they will have earned it. It is never easy facing this field on this course with this much on the line.
Because it's one of the deepest fields in golf, and it's really, really hard to win golf tournaments. it's the fact of the matter. It's just, it's really hard to win a golf tournament once. And
I would say that my relationship with this tournament has definitely changed over the years. I wasn't a huge fan of it in May, so the date change to March has really been, good to be back. It's always feel like, this time of the season, everything's sort of ramping up, and, this is the first really, really, really big event.
Tiger Woods is the last golfer to become a two-time winner of this event. After he won his first Players Championship in 2001, Woods then took the championship in 2013. Those are just two of his record-tying 82 career PGA Tour victories. Take the 15 majors, the 11 Player of the Year awards, the 2 FedEx Cup championships. They all pale in comparison to Woods' influence on the game since he first burst onto the scene in 1994, becoming the youngest to win the U.S. Amateur at TPC Sawgrass. Tomorrow, Tiger Woods will be inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame, and today, some of the world's best golfers weighed in on Tiger's legacy.
His impact on the game is probably the most profound of anybody ever. I mean, especially the pro game. I wouldn't say I know enough about Palmer or Bobby Jones to say, or Nicklaus to say how they impacted that at the time. But I mean, I think every pro out here owes a debt of gratitude to Tiger, because the sport wouldn't be where it is today without his impact.
He's created what golf is today, and we're all products of it. I've said it many times, and he's to thank for, even.
he inspired a whole generation. Besides entertaining all of us for 20 years and doing unbelievable things, he inspired the generation of players that you see him today.
I mean, he's an inspiration for all of us. Just the way he plays golf, it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, his statistics and the way he plays and swings is, it's so radically different from the rest of us and how we play golf and approach the game. And
when we come back, every dog has his day, and today was a pretty good one for one canine when JT met JT. Oh, that's a good boy. As our Players Update continues straight ahead. There are a number of events that are held around the players every year that have become, well, traditions. One of those is Rob Strando's clinic for deaf kids. These kids don't always have the opportunity to learn the game because there frankly just aren't that many golf instructors who know sign language. But Strando learned sign language, became the director of U.S. Golf Deaf Camps, and since 2004, he's been teaching golf to deaf kids ever since.
Boy, we had an excited group. I'm excited to be back to teach these kids how to play golf in sign language. And man, we had a great group today. They picked up the club and began swinging it like pros. It was awesome. Is this right here? You see it from me at the end here? It's their smiles. To see them hit a shot after never learning the game before, and the ball's in the air, and they're looking at each other going, did you see that? Did you see that? That's the awesome part about this. And then plus being able to take them over and watch the best players in the world practice today, you just can't beat that for a day away from school. They each have a special hat that they use. So
I think coming here shows that the kids can learn different, can participate in different things like golf, and other people can come and learn, and they can play golf and see that different pros that play, that they've been motivated and can practice and become a golfer, and it could be a deaf golfer one day.
Just love the looks on the face of those kids when they get a chance to do that. One of the perks of being a champion at the Players is getting a service dog named after you. There's one right there. Canines for Warriors have been naming service dogs after winners of the event since Matt Kuchar in 2012. And today, Justin Thomas met JT. As part of the program, Birdies for the Brave, a national military outreach initiative, donated $25,000 to sponsor service dog JT. JT will go to a veteran who suffers from PTSD, traumatic brain injury, or military sexual trauma. It's a win-win for all involved.
I've joked with the tour for a long time that we should have just puppies sitting and scoring for whenever we have bad days to come into a dog. So it's always cheerful when you see a dog, but I mean, for something like that, a great cause, and be able to, be a service dog and help out for wounded warriors is it's an unbelievable thing.
JT wasn't the only one saluting our military men and women today. When we come back, the sights and sounds of military appreciation at the Players, plus a look ahead at what Mother Nature has in store for the tournament. That's next as our nightly Players Update continues. As is the Tuesday tradition of the Players, military appreciation today with a flyover from the 125th Fighter Wing, a surprise reunion for military family. It all led up to country music star Kelsey Ballerini performing at the 17th. Remember, last year the pandemic didn't allow for these ceremonies, so it was a nice and welcome return for a salute to service. As we've been telling you, the golf course can certainly play differently in March based on the winds especially, but we also have to look out for the rain and lightning. Before the tournament was moved to May, we had 3 Monday finishes in the month of March. Lightning is the #1 culprit, but extreme heavy rain can also delay play. Let's bring in the Weather Authority's John Gahn here. John, what are you seeing for the rest of the week in Ponte Vedra?
So it's interesting you brought up those great statistics, because when we have seen Monday, play, it usually has come from Saturday or Sunday rains. This will be a situation where we're going to have a lot of rain, mainly on Thursday and Friday, and the timing of which is not going to be all that unfavorable. But then again, if it comes rolling in late in the afternoon and we do get the lightning, Thursday and Friday could have some delays. And even then we have problems getting into Saturday. So it's quite the forecast we're going to have to work on. I suspect there's going to be a lot of adjustments to it too, Cole. So everybody should stay alert to the possibility of some good news and maybe not so good news. All the storms we had earlier on today, they're out of here. So we're going to have a dry patch. I know a lot of things won't be happening here on a Wednesday, but just to give you an idea what happens for Wednesday before it all plays out. Rain in Georgia, but there's the Players right there, and it's going to be perfect all day long. Real nice day, but it doesn't last. By the time we get early Thursday morning, again, first round. What time do they have that first tee off on Thursday? 6:45. All right, thank you, Kevin. So again, it'll be right around that time we start to see the potential for heavy rains, either in the morning, Thursday morning, or again in the evening hours on Thursday. This purple area here represents rainfall that'll go through Thursday evening, over 3 inches Cole, that would be a real mess, to say the least, for the first round of the players. But it's just one model, and we have other models suggesting a little different pattern. Just be alert to the possibility of some I'm talking major rains at some point or another coming up here Thursday, Friday, and possibly Saturday morning. So I'm going with the thinking that we have early morning and then late evening storms on Thursday. That's a real mess. It says 50% here, only to the extent of heavy rains. When it comes to heavy rains, that'll be on Friday with late evening storms. Early Saturday morning, we'll have some rain coming down. And then Sunday, it's a freeze inland, Cole. So the cold temperatures stay true all the way through the fourth round of the players.
John, thank you. We'll be taking out our raincoats and maybe bringing a sweater for Sunday. Thank you for joining us as well. We'll have more on the Hall of Fame enshrinement of Tiger Woods tomorrow. We'll also hear from Jordan Spieth and from Dustin Johnson, a pair of former #1 players in the world. I'm also going to make my prediction for the tournament tomorrow. Honestly, this is a tough year to call a winner. I'm going to give it a shot, but right now I'm thinking about 5 or 6 different players to choose between. A lot of it's going to depend on how they are looking at the week. Well, again, weather could be a major factor in what happens this week at the Players' Championship. Tomorrow night, 11:15, we'll be back here again for our nightly Players Update. Thanks so much for joining us, and have a great night.